person sees all.
Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Bruce. Thanks so much for stopping by, especially for subscribing. I thank you, each and every one of you, taking the time to do that. It really helps me, get out there. Look at the surface. Well, I showed you the white part last video, and now we're going to see this part. I'm telling you, the surface, the fun part is that it's not pixelation, and I want you to see how each line is hugging the surface, meaning anywhere there's an angle, you can see that a line surpassing over an angle or a descending level, it bends, and you can see that the object is really following the surface terrain. So I just showed you up here at the back with an arrow, very, very high elevated object off the surface. Now here it is. See these lines? They're bending because the elevation of the surface terrain is descending, and you can see the bending of that object. Just to tell you guys that, some of the ones saying it's pixelation. Pixelation is a layer of objects over top of an image. You could see some pixelation in my stuff, and it's, I stop when I get to that point, obviously, because there's nothing to see with pixelation. Look at the beautiful connections on the surface, and even if we don't know what these objects are, we know that they are definitely connected. Very close to Copernicus crater, also along near the Apennine Mountains, we see these type of objects. I've showed it in Sinus Iridum. I've showed it all around Copernicus, like I was just saying. Oceanus Procellarum, incredible. It's even worse, okay? In the Southern Highlands now, especially beside Clavius crater, we're seeing a lot of signs of symmetrical objects, and could leave us think that, hey, maybe there's some construction on the surface of the moon. Now we're actually looking at it upside down. So this is, well, I say upside down. Yes, it is, exactly. It's upside down. And why do I do that? Well, because who says the way we're looking at the moon that we're going to see the structures on the surface on the right parallax or angle? Maybe it's the opposite angle. Maybe because they're bending northward, the objects. Well, by turning it around and taking a look at the surface that way, wow, look what we can see. And obviously there's more than one object that looks like there's connections, and it's various areas all over the surface of the moon. It's just incredible. Copernicus, that massive pipe, and we're going to talk about pipes, and when I say pipes, we're going to talk about pipes today. We're going to go look at what looks like tanks or reservoirs, or maybe even living structures. Who knows? If they're side by side, it could be batteries, it could be a machine holding water, holding oil, fuel. I don't know, but I know they definitely look construction, and that's what we're going to see in a couple minutes. There are many lines that at the end of the lines have all these regrouped structures or objects, anomalies, and you'll see here, for example, in Clavius crater, as I've shown before, I got a nice close-up right here for you. This is Clavius crater, and look at the jumbled up objects on the surface there, but look always at the end of the light source and that line that's going into a dark area on Clavius crater, and the white objects are the supposed craterlets that are on the surface. One of my favorites, Bianchini crater, that we see a regrouping of anomalies on the surface that we could see are side by side and have a line that's going to them, joining them all together. Here is the area I really want to focus and concentrate on and get in a lot closer and show you exactly what we're looking at. Are these reservoirs? Are they structures? Are people living in them? I don't know, but let me tell you, they're buried and they go into the ground, these lines, whatever they are, and we see unique objects all interconnected, a regroupment again of objects side by side with lines. And what are those big, huge lines? And some of them are buried. The areas around them, you can see them. And look, the objects are all there side by side of the same approximate size, and they're all connected side by side with lines crossing, by the way. There's a line going downwards from north to south and from east to west. Let's get in a lot closer again to look at it in a different way, because it's astonishing to me that these objects on the surface are, going unnoticed. And why? Only because they have the same reflectivity. There, I changed it the most I could to be able to alleviate, again, more of that smoke or haze. And look at that. No, we don't know what they are. But listen, when you see objects grouped like that in unison and in line, symmetry, well, you have to wonder what's up there. What do you think of this connection? Now, this is a major setup. It would be more than 30 or 40 kilometers wide, maybe 50, 60 kilometers wide. More structuring or platform like objects with lines going across the surface inside of some hazes. Some parts are buried. So is this a finding, an archaeological find where there's ATs there actually, pulling apart the moon right now in an archaeological find? Or are they mining? What are they doing? This is my mailing address.
Aliens are the moon. Aliens are the moon. And they're mining. Really up there. And they're mining on the moon. Aliens are the moon. Aliens are the moon. There's fire. Really up there. And they're mining on the moon. Aliens are the moon. Aliens are the moon. And they may be coming soon.
This is Houston. Say again, please.